What is an Instant Pot? I'm sure you've heard of them. What is it? What does it do? What are the pros and cons? All of those questions you've been asking yourself, we're going to cover them. What is up, you guys? It is Karli here, and you are officially cooking with Karli. Today we are talking all about the Instant Pot, or are we? I think first, right out of the gate, let's clear something up. An Instant Pot? Well, that's actually just an electric pressure cooker. Instant Pot is actually just a brand. This is the Instant Pot's brand of electric pressure cooker. This is also an electric pressure cooker. It's just made by a different brand, a brand named Melthi. They're both electric pressure cookers. For some reason, we have associated the term Instant Pot with an electric pressure cooker, similar to how everybody throws the term crock pot around when really we mean slow cooker, and crock pot is actually a brand that makes slow cookers. And guess what? Crock pot actually makes an electric pressure cooker too. Electric pressure cookers come in a variety of sizes. Both of these are 6 quarts. They're also sold in 3 quarts and 8 quarts and even a mega 10 quart. Because the term Instant Pot is pretty widely known and recognized as just an electric pressure cooker, not necessarily the brand, I'll be referring to electric pressure cookers as Instant Pots for the rest of this video. You can purchase Instant Pots in store pretty much anywhere these days. Walmart, Target, Kohl's, any of those stores that you can buy, small kitchen appliances at, you're most likely going to be able to find an Instant Pot too. Or you can go online and go directly to the company's website, so Melthi's website or Instant Pot's website, and purchase directly from there, or good old Amazon. You can always purchase them from Amazon. In fact, Amazon cuts the price of Instant Pots quite frequently. So keep an eye on Amazon on the prices, because you may be able to score yourself an Instant Pot for a fraction of the price. So how does this thing work? A quick rundown of what an Instant Pot is and how it works. Obviously, it's an electric pressure cooker. It's electric, so it plugs into your wall. Nothing needs to be done on the stove or in the oven. So it plugs into the wall, which is handy. You can take it camping, in an RV, anywhere with source of power, you can take your Instant Pot. The Instant Pot cooks using pressure. So the lid on top here actually seals with the base, and the inside of the pot pressurizes, and that's how your food is cooked. It's cooked with pressure. Obviously, there's pros and cons to cooking using Instant Pots. The pros are, number one, most of the time it cuts down on cook time a lot. For example, I can throw a frozen 2.5, 3 pound roast into my Instant Pot, and 2.5 hours later, it is shredding beautifully, fork tender. Most of the time too, it's just dumping ingredients in and letting it do its thing. There's a lot less prep and there's a lot less babysitting. Once your Instant Pot is turned on and it's cooking, you do not have to do anything to it. You never have to stir it. It just sits and does its thing. Cooking large cuts of meat in your Instant Pot is one of my favorite things to do. It is so easy to get it so tender. Like more tender than I've been able to get meat any other way. A lot of people like their Instant Pot for large cuts of meat. Another reason that people buy an Instant Pot, and I'm not even kidding about this, is for the sole purpose of making hard-boiled eggs. For some reason, when hard-boiled eggs are pressure cooked, the peel comes off like a dream. I'm serious. In one piece, you don't have little shells everywhere and you're cutting into your fingers. You just roll the egg and the shell literally falls off. Also, baked potatoes in here are just to die for. You can cook a ton of them at once. The cook time is actually about on par with cooking them in the oven, but guess what? You don't have to heat up your whole house to cook these baked potatoes. Now let's talk about the cons. First con that kind of gets to a lot of people at first is that you can't open up the lid and check on your food as it's cooking. Once it's locked, once it's pressurized, there is no opening up that lid until it is done. There's a safety mechanism, a locking mechanism in here that you literally cannot take the lid off and check your food until the pressure has been released. Another con is that you can't use the same recipes you've been using for years and years and years in the Instant Pot. When you put food in the Instant Pot, it's a little bit like a science experiment. There needs to be balance with liquids and with the size of your meat and all of the veggies that are in there so that things don't end up mushy while other things are overcooked. And it's kind of like a science experiment a little bit. So until you get the hang of how things cook in here, you're gonna have to ditch your old recipes for a while and trust online recipes. If you have a new Instant Pot and are looking for online recipes, visit my website, www.cookingwithkarli.com. I have a lot of very well-tested recipes on there for you to set you up for success with your new Instant Pot. The Instant Pot can take up a lot of shelf space. So if you don't have a large pantry with shelves with free space or a large kitchen with a lot of cupboards, knowing where to store this thing can be kind of a hassle. A lot of the time it's just left out on the counter 24/7 and you don't really have a place to put it. And you know what? You can't really get rid of your crock pot. I'm sorry, people say you can, but you can't. I'm going to do a full video on this, so keep your eyes peeled for that. But the Instant Pot and crock pot are too different to me. You need to keep that crock pot. So you'll need to have shelf space for both of them. A lot of people also like to think they can get rid of their rice cooker when they buy an Instant Pot. But that's only true if you have two Instant Pots, because most of the time your main dish, your chicken and gravy or whatever you're wanting to serve with rice is already in your Instant Pot, and you're gonna wanna cook your rice at the same time so everything is done, right? So I wouldn't be getting rid of that rice cooker yet either. Now, what can you make in your Instant Pot? My personal favorite recipes are chicken Alfredo. I love it. The noodles go in hard. You don't boil the noodles beforehand. Everything gets dumped in there at the same time, and 20 minutes later, you have like better than restaurant style Alfredo. It's amazing. I also love to cook soups in the Instant Pot. Not only is the Instant Pot large, so you can make a big batch of soup, it just does really well cooking things down and making it feel and taste like it's been simmering on your stovetop all day long, but it's cooked in 10 minutes flat. Another thing that I personally use the Instant Pot a lot for is to cook up chicken. Chicken tenders. I always have some chicken cooked and frozen in my freezer for those nights that I need to get dinner on the table in like 10 minutes flat. I will cook like literally 3 pounds of chicken tenders at one time in my Instant Pot, shred half of it, dice some, leave some whole, for salads, for barbecued chicken, for lettuce wraps, there's so many things, chicken salad sandwiches, so many things that is so handy, and I love that this helps me prep. So do you need an Instant Pot? I don't know. That's for you to decide. But when you jump on the bandwagon and when you do end up buying one, visit my website, www.cookingwithkarli.com, for all of your Instant Pot recipe needs.